Alright guys, so we are getting ready to move this shed. So what I did a week or so ago was I jacked the shed up and I ran some 2x6 pieces right here, ran them all the way underneath the shed. I put blocks on the other end just like this right here so the shed can't move back and forth on them. And then I put a round fence post underneath it, and I come around this side, and now I have the skid steer in here, and I lifted it up just slightly, and I have a chain run from this is actually a 6x6 that goes to the shed, the bottom of the shed, around behind the pallet forks or bale forks. And so I'm going to lift it up a little bit and pull it, and basically because I didn't want this side to just fall off. It's about a foot or so. I didn't want it to just fall off of there. So I'm going to lift it up and pull it, and then keep putting logs under there, or fence posts under there, and just keep pulling it and see how it goes. One thing I really regret about building this shed this way is if we had 6x6s underneath about where those are, it would be, then you could move the shed pretty easily either direction. But as it is, it moves, it moves pretty easy lengthwise, but sideways it doesn't really move all that well. So we're going to set the camera down. The skid steer is a little bit noisy, but I don't think we're going to have to do much more than idle. Set the camera down and let you guys see if this works or not. Maybe we'll show the video, maybe we won't, maybe we'll edit parts out, I don't know. Maybe the camera will die, but we're going to attempt to pull it until the wall gets out here about flush with the posts. We do have to kind of move it. I'm not sure if it might not quite fit between them, I'm not sure. But we do have to move it a little bit towards the sugar house. But anyway, we're going to try to get this camera set up somewhere and see if you can watch. So we'll be right back. All right, guys, we have finished moving it for today. So we got the shed moved. I didn't do the last bit on the video, but I just had to mess around a little bit to get my stuff back out from underneath it. As it sits now, it's about a 1/2 inch off level side to side, and maybe even a little bit closer end to end, so it's not too bad. Originally what I was going to do is I was going to move it over, get it to a spot. I was going to jack it up and put it on, I don't know, but I thought maybe do like 6-inch blocks or something, and then I was going to wrap the bottom with 2x12s and then just stuff insulation under there to get a little bit more warmth. But we're not going to worry about that right now. I think we're just going to let it sit there. I kind of do, so on this side over here where the roof is, it is pretty darn close to being square. It looks like this end's got to go over just a little teeny tiny bit. But the ground right here behind the level, there's a big chunk of ground right there that's actually stopping it from doing that and still being as close to level. I mean, I could pick it up and set it on there, but then it's going to rock back. So it looks like it's got to go maybe 1 inch. So what I thought I would do is I'm just going to leave it where it is right now. You know, I can hook the power up to it and I can use it just the way it is. The way the power is, we will have slack in the line anyway. So I could hook the power up and I could use it the way it is. And if I get time to move it, get somebody to help me, whatever, I can move it. I kind of just want to cut out the roof for the pole is all. I was looking at that, well, maybe that's the way to do it. That looks like that actually won't be too difficult. I'll just cut the roof off just to make room for the posts on both ends and then bump it over so that the wall is right up against the post. But like I said, I can use it like it is. The only thing that bothers me where it is right now, it's not like a huge deal, but is there's a gap right here. It's not a big gap between the tank and the shed. Now the tank eventually is supposed to get moved forward about 30 inches. So then you'd have a big gap in here, like 3.5 foot gap. But for now, we had to fill in front of the tank in order to do that. And that's not a priority right now either. So right now the priority is to get the electric hooked up in the shed, get the vacuum pump, releaser, the tank, everything in there, and have the shed operational as soon as possible. I have to order my electric wire. Hopefully we'll order that on Tuesday, and should be here hopefully by the weekend. If not, the following week it will definitely be here. I think it's probably a couple hour job to run the electric wire. It's not, I mean, running it down here is nothing major. And then a little bit of time hooking it up. But I got to get the pump in there, the vacuum pump in there, and at least, I can wire it into the breaker box inside the shed and do all that with the electric that I have. I don't even really need electric hooked up to do it, but obviously you want to check it, But I got to get the tank in there, and like I said, it's probably going to sit like this for this year. We might cut the roof off if I get time. The Amish guys come and I might say to them, hey, why don't you buzz that roof off real quick just so it fits between the posts? Because then I actually think, it'd be nice to have it overhang over top of the door anyway, But I would like to bump it out there. And then the thing is that, it's kind of a stupid gap right here. It can't fit through there. Is it useful or not useful at all? So if we bump out to it, then at least you don't see the gap, I guess. That's the way I think about it. And then we're going to side the whole shed, barn board and batten. Once, I don't know if that's going to get done for this year or not, but eventually it's going to be all barn board and batten. It's going to patch up all the holes that we've put in it over time, and make it blend right in. But that's what we have. The shed is moved. It's probably the longest video I've ever done. I hope that you enjoyed watching it. You know, I actually learned how to, you know, I learned how to do stuff from other people and everything, but I get my confidence to do stuff like this from watching like Homestead Rescue or Building Off the Grid or Alaskan Bush People or Alaska the Last Frontier. Just, you know, where there's a will, there's a way. You know, you have to, you know, it's, you know, we're having an issue at the cabins where the water was freezing. Well, and somebody said, well, they're not meant, the cabins aren't meant to be in this cold of climate. Well, guess what? Where there's a will, there's a way. You have to figure out a way to make them warm enough so the water doesn't freeze. Figure it out, you know. Same thing. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe and follow along for more from Triple D Farms, Triple D Maple, and Triple D Cabins. Have a great day.